I see you, I see you. Really think this feeling. I see you, I see you. No, I'm really just too this feeling.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Living With It. On today's episode, we've got one of the most sexiest looking motorcycles, an Italian beauty, the Ducati 848 Evo. So let's get this show started. So whenever we have an Italian motorcycle coming into the garage, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Today being one of those occasions where we have a gorgeous, red hot Ducati 848 Evo, and I'm very excited to have this motorcycle over here. Ducati, as we all know, has an amazing racing pedigree. I'm not going to tell you guys about that, as if you're watching this video, I'm sure you're also a motorcycle enthusiast. As far as the design of the motorcycle is concerned, check it out, guys. It screams out wow. I mean, look at this motorcycle. It's got this red hot paint job, and I'm sure wherever this goes, it's going to turn 100 heads. And boys, if you're interested in getting girls, get yourself a Ducati 848 Evo. It will make your life very easy. Evo being the evolution of the original 848, Ducati has added a few aesthetic and mechanical changes to this motorcycle. Let me start with the mechanical changes. It comes with a different piston, a different camshaft, and a different throttle body. Also, it comes with a Brembo monoblock caliper and a steering damper. Sticking to the engine of the motorcycle, it comes equipped with an 849cc L-twin engine. Now, this is what an L-twin engine looks like. It delivers about 140 bhp and 98 Nm of torque. It's got a very grunty engine, a very strong low and mid-range, and the power delivery is extremely aggressive. Anything above 3000 rpm, the bike is extremely lively, and if you're a new rider, this motorcycle is not for you. This is the beauty of getting yourself an Italian motorcycle. It's like buying a fully customized, tailored suit. Now, this motorcycle comes with a 43mm inverted Showa suspension in the front, which is fully adjustable, and a monoshock at the back, which is again fully adjustable, which results in customizing the ride according to your riding style. Now, this being Ducati, we all know it's a very track-focused motorcycle, and it definitely shows in the ergonomics with the very forward handlebar and the high foot pegs. It's not the most comfortable motorcycle to ride. Combine that with the sporty, firm suspension setup, you're definitely going to feel everything on the road on your spine. Also, as far as the handling is going, it handles beautifully, extremely good on the track, but not very comfortable on the roads. It comes with a 320mm disc in the front and a 245 at the back. Combine that to the Brembo monoblock calipers and the steel braided brake lines. The braking is fantastic. It's got a very progressive, positive feel when you're braking, so no complaints over there. A big thumbs up on the brakes. So it's about time I introduce the owner of this gorgeous motorcycle. Raj, come on in.
Hi Shariq.
Hi Raj. So Raj, audience, say hi again to them.
Hi.
So I met him very recently through some mutual friends, and he happens to own an amazing fleet of motorcycle. Also, it's his birthday today, so happy birthday, bro.
Thanks so much.
Good to have you here on your birthday. That's showing commitment to motorcycling. And Raj, why don't you share your experience about this bike? And let me ask you a basic question. How long have you owned this bike for?
I'm owning this bike for over a year now.
Over a year, and he's got a fleet of motorcycle like I mentioned. So share what all bikes you got to the viewers.
So I have been owning from all the way from Yamaha RX100 135 to all the way from 900 RR Super 4 Harley Davidson, and now this gorgeous
He's
one.
got about 4 or 5 amazing bikes in his fleet, including this one. And speaking of this, let's ask him about the ownership experience, as owning a Ducati is not the most easiest experience. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, it's like owning an expensive girlfriend. So like over a year now, the major problem all the Ducati guys must be facing, I'm sure, is with the electronics on the bike, because everything works on electronics. So the basic problem is the cluster on the bike, which kind of is not of a good quality, probably we will say. And the other thing which when the bike was I bought, there was some alterations to be made, like the injector had to be changed and the cylinder head had to be changed. The tank had a tank leak, so I had to change that as well. So, but with that being done, the performance and the response by the bike is very good. So I am sure I will turning a lot of heads on the streets.
Definitely. That goes to show that if you maintain your motorcycle well and treat it well, it will definitely treat you well. And today the results are in front of you. This bike is very clean. And Raj, you've done an excellent job.
Thank you.
About restoring this motorcycle to its glory.
Yes.
So let's start with the negatives.
So the first most negative that Ducati guys must be facing is the electronics. The second most negative part about the bike is that the bike picks up a lot.
Very much.
And the third negative part will be the mirrors are sacrificed with the committed position out there. So
And it's very uncomfortable to ride also.
because the longest I've driven is still Marine Drive.
And he stays at Dadar, which is like a 10-kilometer ride.
So it's very uncomfortable with the committed position and the race track on the race field on the bike. So
And the clutch is also extremely heavy.
yeah.
I felt the clutch was very heavy of the bike. And again, very expensive to maintain. The parts are expensive on this motorcycle. So
Yeah.
I feel these are the negatives of this motorcycle. Shall we talk about the positives?
Yeah, sure. The first most positive is the body lines is very sweet and very hot to look
The
at.
look of the
The
motorcycle.
look of the motorcycle is the best, and the second most positive thing about it is the Brembo brakes, because the braking is very excellent with the riding style of our city. The brakes are very sweet. What next? The build quality of the bike is very good. Doesn't have a lot of issues of vibrating issues in the bike at higher RPM as well.
Right. And the handling of the motorcycle is excellent. The bike handles beautifully. And Ducati, you're getting a lot of heritage with the motorcycle, so I think it gives you mentally a very good feel when you're riding, a feel-good factor, so to say.
Yeah.
So I think these are about the positives of this motorcycle.
Yes, sure.
So let's talk about what's what on this motorcycle. Go for it.
So I've put on a fork protector, then a black visor, then I have a Rizoma levers, fluid containers, levers, then I have Rizoma foot pegs, front and back, then I have crash protector, crash guard, and the MIVV carbon fiber slip-on.
How expensive is it to maintain this bike?
It's quite expensive, depends on where you give out for the servicing, like this range between 8k to 9k for a usual service, depending on if you have.
But this is not at the company, right?
No, not at the company.
Okay. Company probably would be much more expensive. He gives it somewhere else, so it's costing about 8 to 9k. However, the parts of this motorcycle are pretty expensive. Do you have some figures of the parts currently coming to your mind?
Probably every part will range about 15k.
Give or take about 15k, like you mentioned. So that's about the maintenance of this motorcycle. Now, the final thing which we need to talk about is the buyer's advice of this motorcycle. So, this is a 2012 Ducati 848 Evo. Today's market, Ducati 848 Evo goes for anything between 6.5 to 7 lakhs. Again, depending on the bike, how much parts are there, what all things are there. It could be definitely more than that as well, depending on the condition of the bike. Also, when you're buying a Ducati, go for the cleanest example you can find. Don't get yourself a one with a lot of work in it. Otherwise, it's going to be very expensive to fix, and at times the parts are not very easily available as well. So that's about the buyer's advice of this motorcycle. Now the final thing left to do is ask Raj, can we take it for a ride?
Yeah, sure, Shariq.
So let's go for a ride. So Ducatis are very strong track focused monsters, and it is very apparent in the ergonomics of this motorcycle. The handlebar is low, the foot peg is high, I'm leant very much forward, and it definitely pressurizes your wrists, your neck. And riding this motorcycle for about 10-15 minutes and already I'm feeling uncomfortable. hey, I'm not complaining because I'm on a red Italian exotic motorcycle, so I'm prepared for that. But I'm just giving you a heads up that this is what happens when you're riding a proper track bred superbike like the Ducati. The brakes of this motorcycle are phenomenal. They stop absolutely on a dime, no issues at all. And personally, I really love the soundtrack of this motorcycle, and this particular one comes with an aftermarket carbon fiber slip-on cans which are really loud, and there are a lot of cops in this area today, so I'm not going to be revving too much. So these Ducati L Twins have a very distinguishing soundtrack to them. They've got this clanging and banging sound which really defines the character and the charisma of this motorcycle. Also, if someone new hears it, they'll probably think there is something wrong in the motorcycle, but that's not the case. That's how these bikes sound. Now, the advantage of having an L-twin engine in this motorcycle is that they develop the power down low in the rev range, which means instant torque. Now, post 3000 RPM, the Ducati comes into its element. It becomes very lively, and just with the twist of your wrist, it propels you forward. These machines are proper track machines. They're not meant for the roads. I would say 80% track, 20% road focused. That's how these machines are. And the tank is also very uncomfortable. Boys, if you know what I mean, it hurts in those places where we don't want things to hurt us. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the like button. Also share it with your friends. Huge shout out to Raj for bringing this bike and sharing it with all of us. And also, if you enjoy the channel, do subscribe to it and make sure you click the notification bell icon. Time for me to end. Till the next time, keep the rubber side down, over and out. See you guys next week.